Hello. So let's do a little talking here. Basically, I'm gonna pop this over like that. Um, so I'm coloring in a bunch of stuff from like 2020. Lately, let me go back to where I started coloring. You'll be able to see the coloring for this page specifically um, later on in this video. But we're trying to finish sketchbooks. That's the goal. And to me, this just needs to be part of what's finished is the actual drawings themselves. I figured I would show you some of the drawings. I don't know what's up with those trees, don't ask. This is a weird little thing. And I started playing with the sky having a different thing. Like I'm working on different stuff because some of it's a little basic. A little. I don't like this one. I like the snail, but I don't like the background. I feel like I did not do it any justice. I tried to put the little dots around the outside, but maybe I should have gone with like a gray or just a different color or put the purple and the blue wider than I did. Um, yeah. So I do like my snail. Um, on this page, and I'm torn between using my Posca markers or my Posca pencils. So like I have all of them on standby. Most of these were done with the markers, Poscas and Just Arts. I think I show in the back of this one what I used. And then these I colored kind of on my own. Let me turn some light on so you can see. There you go. Not that you can see the purple drawing anyway. So in 2020, I'm gonna yap a little bit here. Let's just do this in marker. I'm sure it'll be fine. We'll put some colored pencil over top of it. Yeah, in 2020, it might even have been before 2020. I didn't date these until I did not put any dates on it until well later. You guys, yeah, you can. Hopefully you can hear me clearly. I'm trying not to have as many audio errors as I did on the first sketchbook video. Not that I can speak either, apparently. But yeah, so color in here. I did these a while ago for it was gonna be an Arttober thing where I did art every day in October, and I just did the sketches. I never actually finished it, but I'm trying to get through my sketchbooks. I'm trying to actually use them. I'm not really a sketchbook artist per se, but I do use these to learn mediums and stuff and get ideas for what I would want to do on canvas and stuff. Um, I prefer working on canvas. I do work quite a bit in. You can still see in sketchbooks, but that's mainly so that I get the thumbnails and the planning and kind of stuff down. But I have so many of them laying around right now. I don't know what to do with them. Let me give this a shake. Coming out a little deep. No, I want to do better. Lately, I've been struggling with my art not looking like mine, and I wonder if that's just a rut thing. I don't know. Maybe it's time for me to develop something that's a new me. We all evolve. But yeah, for the entire month of October a couple years ago, which is what this is from, um, I was drawing this whole little world of snails and humans, and some of the snails were a lot bigger, and some were a lot smaller, and some were um, huge. But it was based on a world that my friend thought of first, and I just kind of ran with it. He gave me suggestions and a couple ideas for some of them, and I ran with it. But I never actually finished it, so he also never got to see it finished. And I'm hoping that he'll get to see at least some of these finished. Um, that was it. Sorry for the shaky sounds. Pens need shook. I don't know how much I'm gonna yap through this. And I know you can't see any of the outlines because I like to use a light pencil. The pencil that I drew this with was a basic like lavender colorase. I know that's more for like artists to speak. I've been watching a lot of videos lately, and a lot of the videos are like, oh, you don't want if you want people to look at you, you don't that aren't artists, you can't talk about your art supplies, you can't do this, you can't do that. And you know what? Who won that? I'm gonna talk about what I want to talk about. I'm gonna yap. I'm gonna do. Um, and that's that. And when I stop yapping, I'm gonna stop yapping because I'm done yapping. You know? Um, it's okay. A really big tree. Stick out into the ground. There's gonna be a little bit of sky behind it. Um, and I know that my ramblings are very random and kind of out of order. I'm sorry about that. I don't write scripts. I don't think before I speak half the time, and I get distracted very easily. So I may be on a tangent and I may leave that tangent and then come back later. I apologize if that's hard to keep up with. Um, but that's just what it is, to be honest. Were there tangents? I discussed that. Um, could talk about how a lot of these houses are in like they have fields and stuff, but there's also like this house in particular is in the trees. A lot of people live in the trees so that the larger snails feel more comfortable. Sometimes they get scared. I don't know if that makes sense. Probably. That's okay. And a lot of the color palette for this is gonna be in the brown. And a lot of my Poscas are very dry. This one is not dry. This one is very goofy. The gray was dry. That's okay. I should probably wait for that to dry a little bit. My goal for these is to be quite loose and not precious about these, because you learn a lot when you're not being precious. And this is just a sketchbook. It's not like I'm attempting to do full finished, full-fledged art pieces where I'm going to be selling prints. Like if somebody specifically requests one as a print, I'll do it. But it's not my goal. My goal is to just have fun with these, and that's why I've done a few of them off camera. Because I just want to have fun, and not all of them will be on camera. Some of them will be when I'm bored and I just want to do something. And that's okay. I also hope that you guys join along in the art, do stuff, like have fun. You guys like snails? I like snails. I think they're pretty cool. I don't like them in my house. I also don't like slugs in my house, but sometimes when it rains a lot outside, they just show up, and they're always in my sink. But I don't put any like poisons or anything out because I feel that's rude. How would you like it if you're just living your life and then all of a sudden, bam, you eat a leaf that has some poisons on it that wouldn't normally, like that leaf wouldn't normally kill you. But now you're dying and you're struggling. And you're not okay anymore. How would you like that? But I understand that sometimes pets need to go. Them things, and branches. I don't know. I feel the same with spiders, because when it rains, the spiders come in a lot, and I'm just like, ooh, you're scary, but I don't want to squish you. So I generally let spiders live as long as they're not too close to me. So if like they make a web on the ceiling, I'm not gonna knock down their web. They're doing me a solid by getting them flies that pop in too. And like them little gnats. Cause it's hot out there. It's summer. Them gnats, them bugs, they keep trying to come in when I open the door. Them spiders is helping. They're helping. And then I'm not gonna bother them as long as they don't bother me. And that's kind of my goal. And I know this is a really random topic, but it's just kind of what's in my head right now, and I'm going with it, you know. Like I said, I try not to hurt the things. If it's like an accident, I'm like not paying attention to the sidewalk. Whoopsies. But generally, I take the slugs back outside when they're in my sink. I don't even know how they get in here. Rain just makes them masterminds. But yeah. guys, hopefully you guys are drawing along too. I'd like to see what you guys are drawing. Do you like to draw? Do you like snails? What about slugs? I know most people are afraid of spiders, even though they're just cute little guys minding their business. These little guys. My strokes are too big. They're getting dry, I guess. I don't know why I'm worried about it. I don't use acrylic markers on canvas. This is very smooth paper, by the way. Like, I use them a little bit, but it's just to outline or like sketch out my desired thing. Because for my goblin pieces, I used really light ones and then went over it with like actual tube paint. Though these aren't bad on canvas. It does mess with the nib a little bit. But for some decently priced markers, I'd recommend doing that. For Poscas, it messes it up way too quick. Like draw on canvas does. I don't recommend those for that. I know a lot of people do though. Have you guys ever messed with Poscas or just art markers? Do you paint? I know in the first sketchbook video I typed because the audio messed up and you couldn't hear me at all. It just sounded like I was far away in a distant room. And I don't know why it did that, because voice over me was on point. I don't even remember what I talked about as voice over me, but I was on it. But yeah, I'm tempted to start vlogging again. It's been 8 whole years, and that's a long time. But at the same time, I don't do anything aside from playing video games and doing this. And like, I started uploading my streams onto the channel so that I have them archived. I wonder if you can actually hear, because my mic picks up everything. I wonder if you can actually hear the scribbling sound. Part of me is tempted for these to like lay down like a watercolor background, just like stain the paper or something. What color? I'll come over here and that. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know if any of this makes sense. If it does, let me know. I'm making videography, whatever. This is just a hobby now. I'm gonna do this for fun. Um, and hope for the best. I hope you guys enjoy. Before I go into just like full on silent, let's focus mode into this, I just want to say thank you to my patrons. You guys are awesome. I'm hoping to be opening a site. Well, not opening a site. Joining a site that's gonna allow me to like sell things better. But I cannot promise, confirm, nor deny anything about that yet. We'll work through it. Because I want to start selling stickers instead of just leaving stickers for my patrons. Right now, only my patrons get me stickers. I want to sell them. If that makes sense. I'm sure it does. I'm just not delivering it. I'm not delivering the news properly, you know? It's fine. But yeah, so that's just kind of stuff that I wanted to touch on. If you have any questions or comments or anything, go ahead and leave those. You don't have to. I just know that everybody asks about it all the time. They're like, please do it, and it'll help so much. But since this is like a hobby for me, you don't have to. I'd appreciate it, like I'm not gonna lie. But you don't have to. I like talking to people. I like yapping. Like, I am one of the biggest yappers, even when I lose my voice, because I lose my voice a lot. Probably from yapping too much. I lose my voice a lot, and I'm still yapping. I'm like a toad queen or something. Like a bog witch. I think being a bog witch would be pretty cool. I know when the bog turns over, it's really stinky. But I can live with it. Swamps, you know, they get stinky sometimes. But so does like everything else. That could be a cool bog witch. Little charms and stuff. But yeah. So once I figure out that stuff, I guess I'll have another yap session and let you know. But I appreciate you being here and like checking out the video. And if you're this far in already and you're not tired of me yapping, thank you. I'm just sitting here coloring in a couple-year-old sketch and you're here, and that blows my mind, you know? Like, we're here. Yellow. Probably yellow. I want more of like an ochre color, but not like the full ochre color. You can tell which pen was juicier. I don't know if you can through the camera, but I can. But yeah, so I will swoosh now. I don't know if I'm going to end up speeding this up or not. I probably won't speed this one up. I'll speed the next. like the other picture that I did. I'll speed that one up and just let you guys see it. If you want to see like the full unedited versions of both of them, one is like super silent because I did it in silence. You can pop your own music in for it, or like hit up a lo-fi thing, because usually when I do art, I'm listening to the lo-fis. I like the lo-fis. They're cool. They make me feel smart inside. I don't know why. But yeah, you'll probably be able to see it like for free on my Patreon. Or you could ask for it. If it's within the same year, I'll still have the footage. Yeah, no, I'm not gonna put this on Patreon. I'm thinking about it now. I'm not gonna put this on the page. Like, I'm gonna. I'm not gonna put it on the Patreon. I'm just gonna put it on YouTube. But it's gonna be this version. I'm not gonna bother with edited and unedited. Like however long it took for me to do the other one in silent. Yeah, no. It's fine. You're fine. You get the one video because this is a hobby. I'm not gonna sit here and like stress myself out over it. But maybe if like enough people request the ability for it, I'll do it. But it's gotta be like a lot of y'all that requested, because I don't have a lot of room on my computer to be just keeping videos. I'm not putting it on my external hard drive because that's for art. I do a lot of arts, and they gotta go somewhere. I'm not gonna just delete them. That's my decision. But yeah, hopefully you're enjoying. I get to the first page. Doesn't want to separate from the cover page. There we go. So there's this that color. Nice dark brown. Blend it a little bit. I don't really want to outline this stuff. Oh, this one's the way. I'm gonna put down some black hair. If I can. Yeah. That. And then we're gonna give them a red t-shirt that goes with this. And then I need gray goes with the roof over here. Gonna need blue on the shirt. But yeah, I was talking before about how I want a base color so that you're not getting the white of the page from the thing. But I might have to either get tube acrylic and just like really lightly with water put it over or something like that. But I'm not sure. I want to go yellow. I don't want to do color on him and then the yellow for the thing. I feel like colored pencils will definitely help with this piece. So we're gonna at least get the base color down. Picking up a lot of I've had these markers for a while, so I'm not sure if it's just because they're old and maybe they're drying out that they're so squishy sounding and dry, which probably is. This kind of reminds me of the sound in this indie game that I play. It sounds like the long distance for them shooting the bow. Like I said, I'm not being precious or anything with it. I'm just kind of doing. Also, let me know if you prefer the ones where people yap, like the videos where people yap, or if you just like the edited ones. Because I watch some videos where it's just they edit it and they don't have like their voice. Excuse me. It's just words, and I think those are pretty neat. But I can get behind that. And I did that for the first one because I just didn't have the voice audio. And for some reason, my mic wasn't picking up anything, and I was like, alright, well, fine. Didn't need a voice anyway. But yeah, just let me know. And I can always just do a mixture of both. I do wish this was juicier. Let me see if I can shake some life into this. Is that ASMR enough? I know some people like the ASMR of the markers. I don't really mind it. I know some people go into like a rage about it. And it's just like, why? But then again, I grew up with the sound of spray paint cans and like cans in general and ink bottles because my parents were tattooists. So there was always liquid being moved around. Like that. Golden. Round it. Sky part. Round up. Just like that. Hands are all dirty now. I'm not sure if I want to call this complete. It looks nice, but I could save more of it with he has range. He's a traveling snail. He's traveling across the lands with his human. Yeah, I think this is good. Okay, so the next thing that you're gonna see after this is the video from the previous sketch. I showed it to you in here. And I think that'll be all for this video. And we'll get to this one, which I know you can't see very well, but it's like this person with his pet snail that's about the size of a dog. We'll get to that. I don't know if I'll record it, but I have a bunch of other, not that you can see the sketches, I have a bunch of other pages for this, so you'll either see them sped up or you'll see us coloring them. If you like this video, let me know. If you just want me to hurry up and get to the point where I have blank pages and it's time to actually like draw something or thumbnail out something, let me know. This one I got it kind of dark. I'll just go ahead and show you this. I was doing some filigree and I did another snail. I like snails. And then that's a little mousy guy with a lollipop and some more like some Mike Wazowski's. Some filigree with flowers and spider webs, and then Jeff the shark, because I was going to make a clay thing to hold